Hey everybody, welcome to eTrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Yakima JetStream Aero Bars here in our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now guys, this is going to be an excellent way of giving yourself a very nice roof rack system. Yakima, of course, very known for their roof rack system. You also do have a very nice style on these guys here today. Now, in my opinion, they do sit just a little bit high because of these SkyLine towers that we're also utilizing. However, that is also because of our rails here today. So we are actually working with some raised rails here with the chrome and black finish. So make sure you are getting your appropriate roof rack also put in our fit guide, as you guys might just have a little bit something different if you are working on your 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Make sure you do have that same rail system we're working on here today. However, of course, Yakima has a lot of different fit kits, so these bars are still going to work. Your just fit kit might be just a little bit different of getting your bars on your vehicle. But these guys are going to be a great way of giving you a great option of getting some accessories on here. We're going to have no trouble getting kayak carriers, roof baskets, anything that you might think you need to put up on there. We should be able to do a great job with it. You're getting a lot of great clearance as well, so yeah, it's a little high. However, don't think we're going to be limited by any of our accessories. Now, we are on our 50-inch bars here today, and we have them even out. So you actually do have pretty good space in here. You get about 4 inches. A lot of those kayaks with load assist need about 4 to 8 inches. So if you're looking for overhang, we actually could shift it a little bit this way as well. However, you are going to be just a little uneven if you do that, of course. So your passenger side or your driver's side, it can be shifted too. But if you're going for that look and you want a little bit of overhang, just go ahead, look at some of our longer bars here today. These are the 50 inchers, just to give you guys an idea. They also do have that nice black, of course, but they do come in silver. So if you're wanting to match your vehicle color as well, you can do so. Talking about what they're made of as well, they are an aluminum make, so they're not going to be rusting or corroding. And with that, they also do have a black powder coat finish on them. So as long as we're treating it well and keeping ourselves from banging and nicking it and dinging it, it can hold up quite well. Just keep in mind that black powder coat, guys, if you aren't treating it well, you can end up kind of scraping it off. So just keep that in mind. Try to be nice with it. Try to get your things up on there in a concise manner. It'll start lasting you for the years to come, which is going to be great. You also are going to get 165 pounds of weight capacity on here, which should be plenty for getting most of the things we need. Of course, be sure you are checking with your vehicle's owner's manual guide to make sure that our roof can handle that. Now, that is your dynamic use, so that's when it's actually in use. If you're looking to put some tents up on here and you're thinking, well, man, I can't get up on there, your static is going to be way higher than that. This is just for when you actually are moving and transporting your things while the vehicle is in motion. Well, the installation of this guy doesn't take too much time at all. I actually am a really big fan of how this system works, and I think you guys will be too once you see how that gets in place. So let's go ahead, see how we got this on our roof. To go ahead and start our install, guys, we're gonna actually need to start on the top of our car here. Now, you are gonna have these little bolts in place. So in the very back here, we've gone ahead and already removed that. You're gonna need that torque bolt. It does come included with your pad system. To go ahead and get those removed, of course, lefty-loosey, get those guys right out of there. Then we're gonna go ahead and take our pad. Now, one thing we're gonna be looking for, these arrows need to be pointed away from our vehicle or towards the outside if we're looking at it. Then we can go ahead, take our spacer, start slotting it on top there. We're going to take our included bolt and our washer set. So we're needing our flat washer towards the bottom and that locking towards the head of our bolt. And then we can simply slot that in place here and simply get it aligned right there and start tightening this down. As we get closer, make sure you use your included tools so you don't over tighten. Once you hear that click, we know we're nice and secure. For our second part of our installation, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start working on getting our system set up. So we're gonna start with our SkyLine towers here today. Now, you guys might have to actually add this little metal element here, this little plastic spacer. It gets really easy to add. What I like to do, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys an idea of how it's actually mounted in there. You can see where it's actually catching on that little latch right there. So it's easy to go ahead, put one of your crescents in, and then put the other side. It'll clip right in place, get it set. To actually getting this guy tightened down, on the other side here, we are gonna have a little exposed Allen wrench guy. All you gotta do, loosen it if you need to, of course, and then just tighten that bolt in to your metal spacer here. And this is actually what's be going on our T-track here, guys. So nice that we can go ahead, quickly get that installed. Really takes no time at all. Just go ahead and put that guy in. Of course, we can go ahead and replace our plastic covering here. Go ahead and get one side set. walk it down. Then we can go ahead and start getting our tower ready, guys. All we have to do is start setting this guy on there. And all we have to do is start getting this T-slot set up. So it's nice to go ahead, keep it a little loose like yourself for that. And then just to start fitting in both our plastic and our metal ends right onto that T-slot attachment there, guys. So we can go ahead and start sliding it. Now at this point, we could go ahead and start measuring our spread on our vehicle. I find the best thing to do, try to get it to where you think it's gonna be. Then we can actually start seating these guys in there and then adjusting your bar while it's on there. I just, time and time again, you sit there, you try to get a measurement, you're like, I think I got it. And then you go to put it on there, just doesn't quite work out. So I think the best thing to do, get it to where you can just barely slide it. That way, when we can find that measurement, we can go ahead, take our bar off and start tightening things down. Now things might be a little different at home here too. Once we actually find that positioning, you also are gonna have this little strip here. So kind of jumping forward a little bit, but once we actually have these towers set, which we're about to do, you can go ahead and start cutting this strip to length, guys. Now we're not going to do that here today, of course, just because somebody at home might be getting this rack and they might be on a different vehicle. But all it is, just snip it, get that lined up, and start filling in this hole. That's going to do a great job of really reducing that wind noise you're going to feel. Otherwise, you're going to have a very severe whistle as it does get on the road. It starts getting those high miles that you are, miles per hour that we're going. So that speed, really gonna start feeling that wind. So let's go ahead and start throwing this guy up on there, start getting aligned. To start getting this on here, guys, all we wanna do is start laying it across our roof like this. Of course, being gentle with it, it's gonna be nice. And really all I wanna do is start fitting this in. So you guys can see as that's closed, these little tabs go out. So we're just gonna be fitting that right in there. So make sure it's going down towards you. Start getting that set and locking in our pads just like so. So let's go ahead, repeat the process on the other side and make sure our bars are in the correct position. To go ahead and actually get these aligned properly, you guys can see we have a little bit of an overhang here to our left. Now, of course, we can go ahead and start measuring, but I like to start eyeballing it a little bit here. So I'm gonna go ahead, shift it just a bit for myself, like so. Then I can go ahead, grab my tape measure, and just from that edge of our SkyLine there to the very end, putting this about 4.5 inches there on our passenger side right now. Looks like I'm gonna have to come back just a little bit towards our driver, but that's okay. And about right under 4 inches there. So I'm gonna come just 1/4 inch back, like so. And double checking myself here. Sorry guys, I know I just blocked you on that side. So about 4.5 on this side now. I might be overcorrecting just a little bit, but of course, only takes me 2 seconds to walk across and really get them aligned. And that's gonna be right at 4 as well. So 4 inches that way. We can go ahead, give ourselves just a tad bit this way. So that's putting us at 4.5. Well, this guy is right at 4. So again, we'll go ahead, try to go for that 1/4 just right there. Now we're gonna be perfectly aligned as I did have that 1/2 inch. So we're aligned. All we gotta do, tighten down with our included tool so we're nice and secure. Once we hear that clack, we know we're perfectly aligned, then we can bring up our plate. I think we're a little misaligned here, guys. Let me go ahead and reseat that guy. Make sure it's there we go, seated properly there now. You can see we are nice and secure on that bar. Now we are in our final stages here. At this point, like we talked about before, I would go ahead and add my stripping. All we have to do there, guys, pop open that latch like so, and you actually take this entire system out, which makes it really easy to add that stripping in. Then we can just walk our bar right back up, clip it in place, and we'll be nice and secured again for ourselves. Of course, be sure to be adding your little caps here at the very end as well. Try not to drop them like me, but we can go ahead and make sure that's nice and secure. That way, we have it to where we don't have anything getting on the inside of our bars. Well, now that our installation is complete, we can go ahead, hop up, take a closer look at the bars and how they interact with our roof. Now, of course, you do have that really nice aero look, so you're getting that wind spread across here on the front, tailoring down to the back. Gives it that nice sleek look, Got the little Yakima on there, of course, getting that style points for itself. However, it doesn't just stop there with looks. I really do like how this system works. The big thing for me is this little T-slot channel at the top here. So a lot of times, guys, this little stripping in here on a lot of the different carriers you might see out there requires you to cut it or get it out of there, and then you have to resize everything, and then you're trying to fill in those holes, just like we were talking about with that kind of whistle noise from the bottom side there. What's nice with this guy though, we don't do any cutting. All we have to do, take our T-slot and start slotting it in right at the bottom there. So all we have to do is push it, and it actually will conform to that T-slot. As you guys can see, my finger sliding down in there, and then I'll actually hold right there. So what's great about that, as we said, no cutting, no whistling, a lot less aggravation by actually getting your accessories on there, which I do love to see. So go ahead, slot that guy back on. But a couple things we want to look at here, what kind of height we're adding onto our car. Of course, maybe we want to pull this in the garage or at least get through those drive-throughs wherever we might be going. So it is going to be important to keep in mind exactly what we're working with here. And from the very top of our corrugate of our roof to the top of our bar here is going to be putting us right at 5 and right at 5 inches actually there, guys. So just maybe a hair over it, while our clearance for the bottom here is going to be actually just under 4 inches. So you got about an inch of a bar there, guys. So right under 4 and right over 5 for our max height. And of course, that under 4 is going to be your clearance issue. Now that's only going to be an issue, of course, at your corrugate and for getting your accessories on there. Now, working with a lot of rooftop accessories, I haven't really seen anything that needs you to have this much of clearance. So I think all of us are going to have a great time getting anything that we need up on these guys. Not to mention, with that T-slot up top, should be giving us no trouble at all. Well, as you guys saw, I got a lot of good clearance there on our bars. Now, of course, like we said, they are a little tall. However, I think that fits well with our Jeep here, the Grand Cherokee, already somewhat of a larger vehicle, so I don't think it's too out of place. Maybe on a sedan, these would be a little tall, but I think we are in a pretty good look here for ourselves today. Now, one last little great thing about Yakima, right here, guys, you probably have noticed these little holes. So right now, they're not really doing too much for us, but say we want to go ahead and keep it from anybody just doing this to our roof rack, we can go ahead and grab ourselves some locking cores from Yakima available here at eTrailer.com. One great little thing about this as well, guys, say you have a Yakima rooftop bike carrier, you can go ahead and actually get that locking core keyed alike utilizing Yakima's same key system. Not only that, we had any hitch accessories, anything that we might have a Yakima locking core for, we can go ahead and start getting them keyed alike, making ourselves just to have one little key, which is great for this system because I like it. If we're going ahead, we're looking at getting a bunch of accessories, can be nice to go ahead, just get them all in that Yakima feel, and that way we just have one key for all the things that we need to make our trip successful and fun. Well, guys, I think that that's going to do it for our look here at the Yakima JetStream 50-inch crossbars here on our 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.